Hey everyone, welcome back to Life After Neverland. Thank you so much for tuning in to our devotional discussion from the TV show, The Chosen. We are on week, in the book it's day 4, but we're on week 4 and it's called Words. So I'm going to read it to you in hopes that it will inspire you, uplift you for the rest of your week. So here we go, let's get started. We're talking about Jesus's Word, God's Word. The Word was in the beginning, before the heavens and earth, before sunsets and the Pacific, before wildflowers and whales and strawberries and freckles. He was before all of it because He made all of it. The Word spoke the world into existence, which is perhaps why Jesus was called the Word. By His words came all that we know, and by His words came light and knowledge and healing and hope. The words Jesus spoke changed the course of history, along with the lives of 12 very ordinary men. The disciples were an unconventional group made up largely of fishermen, an anarchist, zealot, and a thieving tax collector, none of whom would have scored very high on likability scale. They were rough around the edges and ranged from salt of the earth and smelly to downright sketchy. They were loud, proud, greedy, defensive, skeptical, and independent, or some combination thereof. So it's a wonder such men wholly responded to Jesus' simple words in Mark 1:17, "Follow me." Passing along the Sea of Galilee, he saw Simon and Andrew, the brother of Simon, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. And Jesus said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you become fishers of men." And immediately they left their nets and followed him. And going on a little farther, he saw James, the son of Zebedee, and John, his brother, who were in their boat mending the nets. And immediately he called them, and they left their father Zebedee in the boat with the hired servant and followed him. What in the world? They dropped everything and followed him just like that? We get a little more context regarding Simon, Peter, and Andrew in Luke 5:1-11. Jesus had performed a miracle just before his audacious request, but still it was crazy talk. So I have to imagine the words sounded different from Jesus than they would have from anyone else, anyone other than the Word. In Him was light, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. As strange as it is to imagine dropping everything familiar for what is entirely unknown, somehow the trade made sense. In Jesus is life, so His words transcend circumstances and break down barriers. They light up dark corners, removing fear, doubt, and self-preservation. They bring clarity and elevate our understanding of what's real, true, and important. They take us from completely missing our purpose to seeing in neon that our only reason for being is to follow the one who spoke us into being. The disciples gave up all they had to follow Jesus when He called them. For 3 years they sat under His teaching and listened to Him pray. They watched Him welcome children and honor the least of these. They heard Him tell jokes, laugh at their jokes, and be respectful of His mom. They witnessed Him heal the sick, defend His Father's house, and chastise the self-righteous with His words. And they stood helpless when He said no words on His way to the cross. So of course, 12 ordinary men, initially full of hot air and void of purpose, became the very ones so changed by Jesus' words that they would fearlessly take them to the ends of the earth. So you guys, I really love this part of this devotional. Probably the most thus far is because I don't know what we've all been taught in regards to Jesus and the Word. We've all been taught differently, and we all have our own journey. And what I love so much about The Chosen is you can see through Matthew, for example, and Simon. I want to use them as an example here. I feel like they are 100% shown as purely imperfect, and obviously Mary too. I feel like what you can get from that is that you too, being imperfect and maybe not following in the right path, can be saved. And Jesus can look at you and say, you know what, I see something in you that is beautiful. And if you follow me, I can bring that out of you. So I think, season 2 is going to be really interesting because we're going to see more of the evolution of these disciples. I really like how The Chosen is representing Jesus because it is really beautiful. I think it can touch people, and I think it's very important to understand that Jesus might look at you with your imperfections and all and still see something beautiful in you. So one of the questions that they had was, describe the first follow me moment with Jesus. And I want to explain to you one of mine. I, in all honesty, have always loved Jesus, always in my whole life. And I've said this before, I just have like been flailing around because they haven't had the right guidance. And what's interesting to me is that even though I haven't been raised in church and I haven't found the right person that I can like trust to tell me things, he definitely has been there for me 100%. I know somehow innately in my soul that things haven't been right in my life. The certain people that have been in my life, everything has gone wrong. In fact, it has like turned me to the point where I have been upside down, depressed, sad. Things have been wrong. If you think about Simon, things have been just not, they weren't right for Simon. They weren't right. And he was taking negative avenues to try to protect his family, making bad choices. And then when he finally met Jesus, he just knew. The same thing happened with me. I don't know why, but I just felt like if I keep going down this path, it is truly going to destroy me. These people don't have the right intentions for me. My life is unhappy. I'm absolutely miserable. I'm not being true to myself. I'm not even who I am. I don't even know who I am anymore. And all the people that I love are not getting anything from me. The people that are actually caring about me and loving me to the core, they're getting the worst of me instead of the people that are actually trying to hurt me and, quite honestly, destroy me. So I reach out to God, and I feel like physically I didn't get a hand, but in my soul I really felt a pull towards something different, and I've always gone towards it. I just really have. And every time I have followed it, blessings have come back to me in return. To be perfectly honest, it is coming from a place that comes from no human being. It's even happening to me now in my life as we speak, because I just felt like I really needed to cover this chosen. I feel like I'm getting in contact with people that have the same heart as I do. That gives me faith in humanity. That makes me feel more connected to God, and that's what I truly want in my life. And I think that that's what's so beautiful when you watch The Chosen and you look at Matthew. Matthew's family does not understand him at all. That's what I'm seeing from Matthew. I could be wrong. Please give me your input on what you think about Simon and what you think about Matthew. It hurts me to see Matthew's family and how they treat him, how they disown him. And, a lot of people, they make their decisions off of, like, superficial things. And that's what's really sad. I don't know why, but, like, in my late times at night when I can't sleep, that's when I feel like I really connect with God the most, and I start to think, wow, why am I worrying about all this ridiculous stuff? Because all it is just wasted time. It's absolutely wasted time. People in our lives that we love and our cherished moments that we have with them is what truly matters. And so that's kind of what I'm hoping for this vlog here, is really just talking about something that I love and something that I feel is something that will help other people who might be struggling like I struggled at one point in my life where things were really hard. Now I'm getting to see things like, are we working ourselves to the core to the point where we're missing out on our child's life when they're happy? Like those little moments are actually the big moments. Those are the big moments. Those are the things that matter. And I never want to miss those moments ever again. And I feel like that is what God wants us to see. The last part of this devotional has one of my favorite questions. It says, how can you make your own words, particularly on social media, more like Christ's words? And so with that, I don't take it like you need to speak what God is saying. I think that you just need to be more positive and uplifting, especially in a time of crisis in which we are all going through at this moment in time. I tend to want to take a break from Facebook sometimes because myself, I haven't been on Facebook personally in a very long time because I feel like Facebook has become hate book. And people do passive-aggressive comments, and they're very hurtful, whether it is to their own family members or people that they've come across that they don't like, and so they want to say horrible things about them, but they do it in a passive-aggressive way, and it's just hurtful. Instead of actually communicating, healing, and helping others, let's communicate honestly, and let's love. Let love be the answer. And so with that, you guys, what can you say on social media that will uplift others in the midst of a very difficult time in which people can go one way or the other? They can go towards the darkness or they can go towards the light. And if you are a light-hearted person, maybe you can help with that. And the way that you can help with that is posting something positive that if someone comes across it, maybe it will change their way of thinking. You can't control others, but you can always control what you do. You control how you react to others. You control how you behave. And it's not that easy. I know that, but we can all work on it, right? And with that being said, you guys, I don't cover everything with the devotional. I cover most of it as much as I can. You should purchase this devotional because it is beautiful, it's uplifting, and it's great for growth, your own personal growth. I believe that with all of my heart. You guys, you have done nothing but uplift me here. All of the people who have come into my life through The Chosen, I thank you. I appreciate you. So thank you again for tuning into my channel and supporting The Chosen, supporting me, being kind, being loving, being beautiful individuals. God bless you all. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.